from the
Future.
From the future. If we record this in the past and then you're listening to it in the future, but that's like every episode of the podcast.
Welcome to the beginning.
Welcome to Checkpoint Chat.
Of a new episode.
Yes.
That's how we should just do it. No, none of this time travel nonsense.
Oh, we just welcome to
the future.
The future. Makes you feel special, doesn't it?
Welcome to present day, which you're only going to hear in the future. While we record from the past, you are in present day, but we have future-proofed this present day episode.
Hope the world hasn't ended in 2 days.
Oh God, in a week.
I don't know. Did you ever do any of that time capsule nonsense at school?
Nope.
Neither. I think that's an American thing.
I think it's an American thing, but I think with the internet now, it's a bit pointless.
Yeah, that's also fucking true. Like, you put something in a capsule.
Put it in a capsule.
Oh, remember. My memory's so bad. I couldn't remember.
Now it's so easy. It's like, what happened 25 years ago?
Yeah, Facebook. oh yeah, Trump was president. Fuck.
Okay,
yeah,
God.
remember. What a time to be alive.
World War III nearly broke out.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Actually, it did. We're living in bunkers. This is Fallout 3 now.
Oh, wow. Imagine.
War never changes.
Wow, people went outside 25 years ago.
I wonder what trees look like.
Oh, man. Yeah, war never changes. Sure, this is a time capsule internet episode.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this on the Monday, that means I've actually gone and come back from Cape Town already.
To present day.
Man, that is kind of weird. By the time this will go live, I would have been back already.
How was Cape Town?
It was great. It was super windy.
Nice. Oh, man, I heard
beach.
lots of wind. Yeah.
There was this weird mountain that was flat.
Did you finish Celeste?
No.
BNC South?
Don't put me on the spot. I don't know. I don't want to lie to
that farewell
myself.
DLC was great, wasn't it? I'm so glad.
Get out of here.
But that final cutscene, didn't it just hit you in the gut?
I hate you so much. Yeah, we're recording this early, if you didn't know, because I'll be away in Cape Town, and then the week after this, Matty will be away in Cape Town because we secretly love Cape Town. So yeah, I don't know what's happening next week, but this week we're going to continue. If you don't recall, in episode 73, we did a little game of 25 questions. It's a list of questions Maddie found of like 50 questions, gaming related questions, and we did half then, and we thought it'd be a good time to finish those off.
That episode went down really well. People enjoyed it, so I thought, we need an evergreen episode. Let's just do that. That's 25. So should we get straight into it?
So basically, it's just 25 questions, and we just give our answers to each of those. Okay. Sort of. I can't remember.
Just to give you like a recap, we're not going to go through all the first 25. But for example, like number one was, what's your favorite game of all time? I can't remember.
What a loaded question to start on.
I can't even remember what I said.
I know
what I had to say today would probably change. And then like the last question was, do you prefer multiplayer games or to go solo?
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah. So that is the last question.
I think this was before your big Counter-Strike addiction.
Oh God, this is before my Counter-Strike addiction. No, it couldn't have been.
If it
was 10 weeks ago.
Well, it's more than 10 weeks ago because we missed some episodes.
Well, listen, I'm going to go straight to the podcast. This is on the 29th of October. I was playing Counter. So let's kick it off with question 26.
Oh, also before we do start, if you like any of these questions and want to let us know your answers, feel free.
Yeah.
Message us. Checkpoint Chat on all the socials and Checkpoint Chat Podcast
I can actually share this list on... I'm going to send it to you right now if you want to put it in the show notes. So
okay, cool. I can do that.
If y'all want to do these questions yourself...
Maybe what I'll do is I'll put it in a public like doc, because putting that whole thing in the...
Oh, no. I was going to give you a link to the Reddit thread that I got.
Oh, is it on a Reddit thread?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I'll put that in the show notes.
There you go.
So then you can follow with us too.
Okay, so...
Cool.
Do you have any other admin you want to get?
No.
Okay, so question 26. Do you prefer co-op or player versus player? This is a good question. Although it's I've got a bit of both. So for example, I'm playing Counter-Strike, which is it's team v team, so it's technically co-op, but you are doing player versus player. So it's a bit of both. Although I suppose if you want to break the question on co-op, it means like playing against AI.
Yeah, I would define. I think if we're going to put down the rules, we're going to lay down the law.
We're going to lay down the law.
Damn. Let's define co-op as friends against AI. PvE. This is PvE versus PvP.
Okay, that's how the
So CSGO is 100% PvP.
I'm enjoying PvP at the moment. However, years ago, actually, I lie. I mean, I've played Dota, I've played Counter-Strike, I've played League of Legends, I've played a lot of PvP. But I do think of games like Left 4 Dead, which I'm like, yes, that is a PvE game that I really enjoy. So.
Did you? Oh, we didn't mention this in the news last week, but there were rumors that Left 4 Dead 3 was coming out. And then Valve was like, no, we haven't been working on Left 4 Dead, and we haven't been for a while. And I was like, nah.
Until like half a year later, they're like, yes, Left 4 Dead.
It's in VR.
Left 4 Dead VR.
I'd play that. I don't know. I enjoy both, and recently I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare, so I'm enjoying the PvP aspect of it a lot because the co-op in that game is fucking pants. It sucks. It's the Spec Ops. It breaks my heart because they called it Spec Ops, and they're like, the real Spec Ops is back, and it's like, no, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not. It's bad. It's real bad.
It's bad Spec Ops.
But I think mostly PvE because I play a lot of Destiny. I like the PvE style. I like a lot of co-op games. Like I play on the Switch, but I also like beating like chumps at Mario Kart.
Sure,
so
beating them chumps. Okay, question. Whoa, we have a wild
Paw Patrol.
Patrol's just.
Back.
I haven't seen Paw Patrol for 3 months.
I know.
I'm clean. I've been clean for 3 months. Leave me alone.
He's losing some weight. He's looking so good.
Oh, hello, bro. How's it going?
Okay, bye.
Question 27. What is the first console you ever owned?
I swear we answered this before.
We might have had a question from a listener, but we haven't answered.
Oh, yeah, I think, because I'm pretty sure I've spoken about this before. Is there another dog here?
It's Pikachu. Hello,
No,
Pikachu.
get your ass out of here.
What's Pikachu doing in here? Like, love me. What was the first console you ever owned?
Original Xbox.
Original, yeah, so we have had this question. I think I had, what is the knockoff NES called? Because we didn't.
Oh, okay, I had one of those as well, the like Golden China ones.
Yeah, Golden China.
Okay, yeah. I don't count that because that's like... I don't think it counts because I think it broke within a week. So it was like...
What do you mean it doesn't count? What is your
doesn't
first,
count.
Your first console?
It's a counterfeit console doesn't
What is
count.
the first game you played? That's not a question. I'm just asking as a matter of interest.
Well, on which one?
The first game that comes to memory.
I think on the Golden China ripoff, it was probably some 2D football game.
Goddamn.
And then on the Xbox, it was my dad. So my dad brought it back from overseas because it wasn't in South Africa, obviously. And he bought a game called Splashdown, which was like a jet ski racing game.
And you were like, "This is what I'm all about."
That's the only game I had for like 6 months. I played that game broken. It was good. It had a really good soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really good soundtrack. Yeah, it was good.
Question?
What was your first game? You didn't answer.
Golden China as well.
No, but the game.
Oh, my first game. The one I always think of is Contra. Like I have like vivid memories playing that as a child. But again, there's that, and I also distinctly remember playing on our first PC. My brother and I used to play a soccer game as well. Like I remember getting up early on Saturday mornings to go play. It was the bomb diggity. Question 28. What or who got you into video games in the first place? Well, I've just said my brother. My brother's 100% the reason I play games because I don't know, for some reason he was onto the shit. He got the PlayStation 1. He had the PC set up with games. Wait, I lie. I remember playing other games in the PC. Like OG DOS games, but that's a story for another day. That's my age right there.
Yeah. So my dad played. He didn't really own video game consoles, mostly because of he couldn't due to his upbringing. But he played a lot of like pinball and stuff like that. But like when I grew up, like I got my first console very late. But I always had a fascination with. I used to play a lot of PC games because my parents always used to have, at the time, laptops because they worked for Siemens and IBM. So I could always play those Jumpstart games.
Okay.
But my earliest recollection is always like doing these like weekly trips to like that big Pick and Pay at Eastern Mall. They had like the AV section, and they always had like a PS1. Demo.
Yes,
and I used to just fucking live there while my parents did shopping. So
what did you play in those consoles? Because
whatever the fuck was on there.
Because at those days it was like whatever game was out there would open a crack it open, put the CD in. But now today it's like if there's a kiosk, it's FIFA. Like,
most of the time,
it's always FIFA.
I do remember playing games like Ape Escape there and like Crash Bandicoot.
Damn.
I think that the place, I always used to just live with friends and play games. And my parents the other day when I bought the Quest, they were like, "Man, we used to say when you were a kid, you really liked buying electronics, and we hope that one day you'd have a job to support that interest." And I'm like, nailed it. Fucking nailed
look
it.
at you today.
Yeah.
Huh? Programmer and a game journalist extraordinaire.
Hell yeah.
What is the question 29? What is the longest amount of time you have sat playing games non-stop? Well, that's interesting because you did that PS wrap up.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it said that you played for 16 hours.
I don't know how accurate that is.
I almost think that you might have paused your game and gone and done something.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or I left like Netflix running or something. Yeah, because I do not recall. I do recall playing Death Stranding one day for a really long time because I was like, I need to get this done. But I don't think it was 16 hours.
I can honestly say, and I mean, I hope I'm not lying, but I don't think I've ever played a game from morning to evening nonstop.
Really?
Like never. I think, and it's actually something, although it's good for health reasons.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But I hate that I can't play games for longer than like 2 to 5 hours.
Do you just get bored or?
I think I just get fatigued. Like
Okay.
I get tired. Like I think of when I used to be big into Dota, we'd play like 3-4 games and then I'd have to have a break.
Oh, yeah, but that's also like, mentally stressful.
But I mean, like when I stream now, I stream for 4 hours at a time, and the time actually just goes. Like I don't even realize it's like, oh, okay, like
Yeah, you stream for quite a bit, lengthwise. It's like
it's 4 hours, yeah. But that's like where I sort of start to fade because after that period, I'm like, I get very tired. I'm like, holy shit. And so, for example, you do get people that say streamers who they play 9 to 5 every day or whatever it is. That's their job. And I'm like, I don't know if I could,
Yeah,
as much as
I
I'd
don't know
love
if I
to
could
do
do
that,
that.
I don't know if I could actually do that.
No, we're having
I'd
this
get very
conversation at
fatigued.
work yesterday, just talking about how much streamers make, and I just had to remind people, like, think about their lifestyle. Like, you have to. It's all good and well saying, oh, they're earning money playing games, but it's like you got to be online every day, 10 hours, no questions asked. Like,
And
there's a reason
the
they burn
nature
out,
of that
yeah.
work is that if you're not streaming, you're not making money.
Yep.
So
yeah,
it's interesting.
But yeah, I don't think that PSN thing 16 hours is correct. But I have had, back in the day, doing like LANs at people's houses.
Yeah, okay. I suppose if you think about LANs, I've probably done like a lot of time.
Good. I probably hit that 16 hours. No questions
Goddamn.
asked. Yeah, I miss those days. I enjoyed LANs.
The good old days when we actually used to see other people, out in public.
So should I read the next one?
Oh, do you have it? Oh,
have it open.
okay. Let's go.
What are we on? 30.
30, yeah.
If video games didn't exist anymore, what would you do?
This is a tricky one because I'm like, what would I do? Like, I don't know. Would I take up another hobby?
yeah.
Although I do think, so I play video games in my spare time. And I'm like, well, if I didn't have that to do, I probably would just read more or watch.
I was going to say the same.
I'd probably be a lot more into series because at the moment I only really pick up series that I'm convinced, or that I can't. It's I suppose it's what's the word I'm looking for? I can't really say like I only watch what I know I'm going to enjoy, but I do like to nitpick what I watch. So like I will watch The Witcher, for example, because I'm like, yes, I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it, but I don't. I'm not at all into series binging. Like, say you, for example, you watch a lot more series than I do, or a lot of people do. So I'd probably just do more of that if I didn't have games.
I think I'd be bored as well because like there's only so much. When I think about how many hours I spend playing games, like remove that and it's like I can replace it with reading and TV, but I think I would still get bored of that.
Isn't
100%.
it fascinating that gamers don't get bored easy?
Hell no.
Because you,
It's like reading a new book. It's a new world.
No,
it's
not only that, it's like I always have something to play. Like I can never sit at home and be like, oh, I'm so bored. I'm like, well, I can play this or do this.
Yeah.
But you do get people who do read books or watch TV or series and like, I'm bored. I
Yeah.
never have a problem with gaming ever.
Although I do know one or two people who read like as much as I game, and they are pretty happy with just reading so much. And
Oh, look, I love reading.
I think I'd love that. Yeah.
And I myself, this year I'm making more of a push to read. And it's been fun because I finished reading, I had a book, Creativity Inc., which is basically written by the CEO of Pixar.
Oh, cool.
Which I started last year, and it started off really interesting, and it got real slow in the middle. At least I found it, and I fell off. But
Is it about the history of Pixar?
It's basically his journey of like establishing Pixar to when it
cool.
like merged with Disney, etc. Like till about 2014, 2015, and it's real interesting because anecdotally, he'll start off saying, yeah, and we. I don't know, like we were going through a tough time and we really had to make this movie, and then it's like, and that movie turned out to be
Toy Story.
X, whatever. And it's like, oh shit, like, okay, that's like, I know the backstory of that now. But the
That's
middle
awesome.
I found was a bit like, whatever.
It
But
dragged
then
a
I
bit,
picked it
yeah.
up again this year and the ending was real strong. I was like, okay, like, I need to get more into reading. And now I've started reading, it's the Game of Thrones books, the prequel thing. It's Blood
I don't
and
know what it's
Fire.
called.
Which I was telling you before we started recording. I only learned this about myself after school, that I really enjoy history. And this is basically the history of Westeros, and I'm like,
Fictional history.
I'm loving this fictional history so much. So
I feel like
yeah.
as a writer, that's where you can go really like
You can
ham.
really-
Like you can really have a good time establishing all of that. you know.
Yeah.
You can go
question-
for the next one.
Question 31. What is your favorite song from a game? This is tricky because I listen to a lot of gaming soundtracks.
Same.
But if I had to pick off the top of my mind, I always go back to, I love that end credit song from Ori.
Oh, it's good. Yeah. It's real good.
And I also love from Celeste I don't know what the song's called, but the track that plays when you're on the last level climbing the mountain, because it's got the different segments.
Yeah. That song is so good. It's so long and it's so good.
But
It's the same as the resurrection one in the farewell.
Yeah.
OST. Oh my
just
god.
builds up. But if I'm thinking of like a theme from a game, it's weird enough, the one that comes to mind, I remember when I played Tomb Raider Legends. I know there's something about that menu music I just really love.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I know it's still in my head. I can think of it immediately.
I think I got two answers for this, and they're kind of weird. Like I have a lot of great. Both of these songs aren't on my favorite soundtracks by any stretch. Well, one of them is, but Doom's BFG song from their soundtrack. That thing is just the heaviest,
It's adrenaline.
dirtiest metal thing fucking ever, and it fucking rules. I love that song so much. Yeah. And then one's from like a game trailer, actually, from Metal Gear Solid 5. I think the song's called Nuclear by Mike Oldfield.
Oh yeah.
It was in that like 3 or 4 minute Metal Gear Solid 5 launch trailer. It's a
nice.
phenomenal song, like unbelievably
speaking
good song.
of
But it's licensed. So
Hideo Kojima, that from Death Stranding, that thing, it's BB's theme. That was a good track as well.
it is a good track. A lot of music in Death Stranding is real good.
That one, like, I think just where you are in the story and like what you're doing, it's like it really hits. Like, damn.
It was really cool to hear that Low Raw was like really struggling, and then
Oh my
Hideo
God,
Kojima
Hideo
used their
Kojima's like-
song for a trailer, and suddenly they were like extremely popular.
Yeah, but he didn't only use it for a trailer. There's a lot of their music in Death Stranding, and anytime one of his songs come on, I'm like, damn.
I wonder how cheap he got it for, because he's like, man, this little shitty indie band.
so cheap.
Yeah, exactly. What's the next
question?
one? Have you ever wanted to live in a world from a game? If so, which one and why?
We've had this asked by a listener before as well, and I think we both lean towards. I think we've both said Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Yes, we did. I do recall like a good mix of modern technology and magic. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Maybe without all the war, but
No war, but if
flying
I,
car, I'm there.
yeah, if I could drive around and just pull like a weapon out of thin
could
air,
ride chocobos.
Exactly, that's why we
That'd
want to
be
live in
pretty
that
cool.
world. Damn.
What's a world you'd never live in? Rapture.
Yeah, Rapture
Oh,
sounds.
fuck, that sounds like a nightmare.
No, actually, the world of Doom.
That too.
Yeah, unless you're a BFG guy or Doom guy, sorry, you're screwed.
I was just going through, for some reason, there was that character model from Bioshock that came out this last week with the big hands. And we were all just like
So
marveling at how
creepy.
massive his hands were. And then I was going through pictures from the original Bioshock, like the plasmids. And I came across a very highly detailed one of, you know, the plasmid that lets you shoot like bees out your hands?
Yeah.
And it's basically like holes in the guy's hands where the like eggs of bees are incubating and then they just hatch. And I'm just like, imagine living in a city where this dude is just like
running around.
we are going to fucking explore the limits of science. And everyone's like, yeah. And it's like, we're going to create potions to make bees
come out of
like
your
lay in
hands.
your hands and come out of your hands. It's like, no.
No, this is not why I came to
Fuck,
Rapture.
thought that was a good idea. Like, come on.
What they don't tell you is that was the cause of the fall of Rapture. That is
Your bees in hands. My goodness.
that
Imagine you're
caused
just
the
trying to
Civil
point
War.
somewhere. Hey, where's the shop? That way. Bzzz. It's like, oh, God. Bioshock is a weird thing.
Which is question
33.
Which video game character do you most wish you were like?
I wanted to say Nathan Drake, but then I remember he's like a mass murderer, so maybe not him.
Yeah, but I think if you think too deeply on some of these things, because I'm like,
he's funny and
Nathan
suave
Drake's,
and whatever.
he's funny, he's
But he also just
charismatic,
murders thousands
he
of
goes
people.
on adventures, he kills everyone. I mean, he's a good guy.
I want to be most like Crash Bandicoot so that I can wear jorts and not feel like an idiot.
So you can also spin.
I can also spin and do a really cool dance when I get bored.
God damn, I don't know who I'd be.
Also, does Crash Bandicoot wear Converse? I think he does. I think it's canon.
Is it? Does he?
It looks like Converse to me. Crash Bandicoot is like no shirt, jorts, Converse.
God damn.
How more comfortable do you need to be?
I don't know. Converse aren't that comfy.
But jorts.
Jorts, maybe. But I made the mistake like years ago. Probably one of the first gaming trips I did. I wore my Converse.
Oh, like, worst idea ever. Oh, dear
These shoes are not made for walking.
Nope.
Big
and
mistake.
there are some people, I think Jared Milne,
Yeah.
he swears by Converse at E3 that he's been to. Same with Darren. I'm just like,
I wear my Converse 99% of the time, but if I'm going to walk a lot, I do
you
not
fucking
wear
wore Converse at your wedding. You
I know,
love
exactly. I love them that much. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want the baggage, but I think it would be cool to be someone like Kratos. You know, like if I could just throw an axe and pull it back at Worm, be super strong, you know, have some Spartan abilities. I mean,
Imagine how
cool.
fun that would be, like,
but none of the baggage.
Go cut some firewood. You're like, hell yeah,
Oh, yes.
axe. You just
be badass.
Yeah, but none of the baggage of like being born to the Greek gods and having to kill them.
None of that. If I could just have his abilities
and not having chains like
have that
melted to your
glorious
hands.
beard, then yes,
Yeah,
you know,
I would take his beard. Yeah,
I'll take it.
Question 34. What's the game you spent the most amount of money on?
Oh boy, I'd probably Dota 2. I won't even pretend that I didn't spend a lot of money in that game.
This is weird because I haven't had a game where I've spent like loads of microtransactions. Dota 2, I can believe you because you sold a bunch of items eventually, made a lot of money.
It wasn't a thing of like I didn't straight up drop like $5,000 on Dota.
No, but even it's like over time.
But even in my lifetime, I don't think I spent that much. But if every time there was a new chest, I was like, yeah, I'll spend like $100 here, $150, and I did that a good couple of times to the point where when I sold my items, I had like $1,500 Steam credit. So it was a fair bit of money.
You bought two games.
That is like over 3 years, so like no regrets.
I think mine would have to be something that's associated with like a collector's edition. So probably like a Witcher 3 collector's edition. I've also spent a lot of money on Amiibo.
Oh, but the Amiibos are so good.
A lot of money on Amiibo. So yeah, I don't think a specific game, but I bought a lot of collector's editions and those are all pretty expensive. Because I don't really do the whole microtransaction thing. It's just
stuff.
I've never been deep enough into a game where I'm like, yeah, I feel like doing this.
I'm going to spend all my money.
Yeah. I have bought a battle pass for Fortnite, I think 3 or 4 times.
No, but I think I bought it once or twice and I've made the money back. It's cool that they let you earn the V-Bucks too. You know, you just have to buy one if you really want to.
Yeah.
Question 35. If you could have one power of any video game character, who would it be? One power though.
Ooh, the levitating thing from Journey.
From Journey.
So if I wear a longer scarf, I get to fly more.
God damn. Just imagine like stitching scarves together. Like,
what are you doing? I'm making a massive scarf.
Infinite flight.
It's like I need a flight to E3. I need to make the scarf huge.
I can't afford the tickets. I'm gonna fly there.
I can't afford to fall down in the middle of the ocean.
Oh my god. I do think. I mean, this is probably a safe answer, but levitation, I think, is just a cool thing in general. So like,
it's so fun.
Whether it's having the power of the Force, like Carl Kestis, or like Jesse from Control, just the power to like levitate shit and throw it.
All the powers of Jesse from Control. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Please pass the salt.
But I feel like that's a safe answer, but I think it's a good answer.
It's a good answer.
It's the most like practical thing. Like I could use it in everyday life.
Like telekinesis and it's
goddamn.
It's good.
Question 36.
Who do you usually choose as your fighter in Super Smash Bros. / Soul Calibur? I'm not sure why those are the two mentioned, but
Should ask John Michael. He loves Soul Calibur.
Let's stick to Smash because I've hardly ever. I don't know a single fighter from Soul Calibur.
You don't know Ivy? Everyone knows Ivy.
Oh, everyone knows Ivy because everyone was a teenager and had that poster on their wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Super
From Smash, Kirby.
Even me, Kirby. Kirby
or Little Mac. I'll try to be different. Little Mac is high risk, very, very, very low reward because that high risk is always way too high risk.
But it's so good.
It's so when you get that 1% where you hit with that super. Oh my god, there are fewer feelings in games that are better than that. It's
let's make it. Give me your top 5 Smash.
Top 5 Smash. Okay.
So you've got Kirby, you've got Little Mac.
Okay, Kirby, Little Mac, Pikachu. Pikachu's really good. Star Fox.
Mm-hmm. Star Fox is too quick.
Star Fox is really quick. I like him. I really like him.
I end up charging off the stage 9 out of 10.
Yeah, Pikachu's good. Who's the other one?
Need one more.
Quite a bit. Is it Samus? No. It's Toon Link.
Toon Link's great. Yeah. So
Kid Link is also pretty good.
So I'll say Kirby. I'll say Snake.
Ooh.
I've
never played Snake. I don't think.
Never played Snake. Kirby, Snake, Inkling. It's a good time.
I cannot get on board with Inkling. I just can't figure Inkling out. Yeah.
Well, who did you say you had an overlap? Link. I love playing Link just because he's
Which Link though?
I like adult Link, but they've all got similar
movesets.
But I like choosing Breath of the Wild Link.
Breath of the Wild Link looks good. Yeah.
And Zero Suit Samus is a good time.
Yeah, Samus would be there.
Go down.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to play with Ice Climbers? Real hard.
They're real difficult.
Real hard. Also, King K. Rool is really fun as well.
King K. Rool is OP.
King K. Rool is a lot of fun to play with.
What I found with King K. Rool is that he's very beginner friendly.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. You can have no knowledge of Smash. You'll pick that character and you'll just destroy people.
I find the same is true for Charizard.
Oh yeah. Super strong. Question 37. Xbox or PlayStation? Choose one.
Xbox.
Why Xbox?
First console. I love the 360. I have a soft spot for Xbox like no other. I just want Microsoft to hit this new gen out the park. I want them to be back.
I want them, and this is job aside. Okay, I work for Xbox, but I do want Xbox to do well because I don't want Sony to just be
having one dominant
passive and be
very
we're
boring.
the best, we're just going to keep doing it. It's good when competition pushes each other.
Yes.
But my favorite is PlayStation because I started on the PS1. For some reason, despite the PlayStation 2 being around for 14 years, I never owned one.
Same.
But I had
crazy 14
PS3,
years.
But I had a PS3 and a PS4, and I will probably get a PS5.
No, definitely. I love PlayStation. This is a hard question because it's which one do you love just slightly more? Because you don't hate either of these.
Okay, how about Xbox or PlayStation or the Nintendo console?
Don't do this to me. Just don't.
Then it becomes real difficult.
I can't choose between all my children.
All your children, you have
I just can't do it.
You can't do it. Okay, what's the next question? 38.
What are you hoping for at the next E3? Sony. No, just joking.
What game actually?
Breath of the Wild 2.
I don't know. Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is a good one.
But straight up I want that game.
I feel like we've been spoiled because we've had a lot of. So Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of those things where they showed it back at PS. The PS3
My first E3
generation
ever. I've been to 5 now.
No, so they showed they officially revealed it, whatever. But remember, there was a tech demo years ago of Final Fantasy VII, and I think it was for the PS3.
Really?
Yeah,
I do not recall that.
Maybe not a tech demo, but they recreated the introduction in a modern engine. It's man, imagine they remade Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh.
And they did.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
And then again, years ago, there was all those rumors of imagine them remaking the old Resident Evils. We've got Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 is coming. So I've been spoiled. I wanted an Ori sequel desperately. That's coming out this year. I don't know. Breath of the Wild 2 is a good one, but you know what? It's actually so easy. I would kill for Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, shit, actually. Either of those.
Bloodborne 2, I don't think will happen for a while, but I'm sure it will happen. I really think it will happen.
I'm willing to put money on Horizon Zero Dawn being out, maybe not at launch with the PS5, but within the first 6 months.
It'll be one of the first titles, definitely.
Yeah. Like an infamous Second Son deal.
But what would be your E3 hype moment? Like, what is
Breath
what
of
is
the Wild
your
2 out end of this year?
But we know that's coming. What is the one game you're like, I wish there was a sequel for that?
Mario Galaxy remaster on Switch.
Okay, I'll take that. That's good. Bring it out.
Give me those two things, Nintendo. You win E3 for me.
You win E3. Who is? Oh, is it you or me?
I don't know. You can do it.
Who is your favorite villain from a video game and why? It's an easy one for me.
Okay, you go. I'm thinking.
Handsome Jack.
I
love
did not
Handsome
expect
Jack.
that. He's good. He's good.
I just think so. Obviously, that I do. There's a whole lot of villains I love. Oh, actually, I've got two. I love Kefka from Final Fantasy VI as well. So
the clown.
He's a clown. So people say Sephiroth is the best villain.
Is Kefka the Joker of Final Fantasy?
He's the Joker of Final. Well, he looks like the Joker, but he's just
he have scars?
Super twisted. I don't know. So he's pixelated. We can't see. Sephiroth gets a lot like people like, yeah, Sephiroth's the most badass guy ever. Like, no, Kefka's like pure evil in that he really just wants to destroy the world. Nothing about being reborn. He just wants to be like a god. And he left such an impression on me. I've only played Final Fantasy VI once. Still one of my favorite games. My favorite Final Fantasy out of the whole franchise. And he was just such an asshole. And I loved it. And then same with Handsome Jack, except he was an asshole, but he was a funny asshole.
He was very funny. Yeah.
Like the Borderlands 2, I've played it so many times, and like just listening to the dialogue and just the way he taunts you and the things he says to you, he's a real good villain.
I think the delivery is spot on as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I've never wanted to like kill someone more. And I'm like, this guy's such an asshole.
He really is. He really just eggs you on.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah, those are my two.
I think mine will probably be GLaDOS.
GLaDOS is a good one.
GLaDOS.
As well.
It's weird thinking about GLaDOS as a villain because she's so funny.
She was a villain in the first one. In the second one, you sort of like allied with her. Yeah.
She gets put into a potato. I really enjoyed that. She's good. She's like a good. She's not an anti-hero. She's just she's good. What is your favorite game from your childhood?
I mean, this is an easy one for you. Is it Crash?
100%. It is the mascot that got me into gaming. You can keep your Mario. Please don't. I love Mario too.
How dare you?
But I grew up with Crash Bandicoot.
My favorite thing though about you is that, not my favorite thing about you, but one of my favorite things about you is that you only drank the Nintendo Kool-Aid like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, when I bought a second-hand Wii U. Yeah. I remember buying a Wii U, I think a year before the Switch came out, and people were like, what the hell are you doing?
You had no affinity for Zelda, no affinity for Mario, anything, and now you're like, yes, I'm Nintendo number one.
It all started with Jeff going, because I kept saying I hadn't played Zelda, and he's like, this is madness. And he's like, just come over, take my 3DS and Ocarina of Time. And I was like, cool. And I did that. And
and you fall down
I
the
never
rabbit
looked
hole.
back.
And that was 4 or 5 years ago.
It was just before the launch of the new 3DS, which I then got, and I played Majora's Mask and fell in love with that too.
I think I've mentioned this. The one game I always think of is Contra. I don't know. It just always comes to mind.
Because you used to play with your brother and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we used to always play, but I have vivid memories of sitting in my room on the carpet. Like, this is years ago when my room had carpets, playing on our old TV and like just sitting and playing for hours. And looking back now, being good enough to finish the game, I'm like, how? I was a kid, but you play something long enough, you figure it out. So, yeah. Question 41. Are there any games you're really bad at?
Counter-Strike. Me, Counter-Strike and Dota.
I'm not bad at any games. I'm awesome. No, I'm kidding.
You are, to be fair, there are a few games I can think about where you are genuinely bad.
No, it's actually, so the person on the Reddit said FIFA, and actually I'm really bad at FIFA.
You see, the thing is, being bad at FIFA, it's contextual. If you play against someone who plays a lot of FIFA.
Okay. I can play FIFA, like I know the possible, I know to shoot. But if you play against someone who's real good, they'll they'll wipe over me.
Same with me. Like, I'm genuinely very bad at MOBAs.
At MOBAs,
I've played hundreds of hours of League of Legends, and probably much less in Dota, but I've played a lot of Dota, and I'm bad at those games. Like, they're just I don't know. I don't know why.
It's just a high skill thing. You gotta. But the thing is, you can't even like beat yourself up because those games do take like thousands of hours.
I think that's the thing. I've never invested the time that's required to feel comfortable with them. So yeah, it's just not my thing.
Goddamn. So we are on question.
You haven't said one that you're actually bad at. I mean, FIFA,
I'll say FIFA.
sure.
No, I'm going to take FIFA. Because I don't know. Like, there's nothing else comes to mind.
We're bad at fighting games.
But fighting games, like, if you give me Tekken, I can hold my own.
Actually, you became pretty good at Mortal Kombat.
No, like, but the thing is, these are all, like, games that I've known since childhood. And sure, they evolve, but most of the core movesets are the same.
Okay, you're just an MLG pro gamer.
No, I'm not.
Are you signing for Team
Damn
Liquid?
it, take me
soon?
FIFA. Question 42. This is your question.
Have you ever seen somebody get really angry when they lose? Yes.
Who have you seen?
My cousin Tristan, he used to be huge into like cricket.
Oh, yeah?
And I wasn't super big, but we used to play cricket video games. A lot of them were pretty good. And I used to beat him a lot and used to get
Goddamn.
he used to get like really, really
Going
triggered,
to my room.
like triggered by them just because I think like he saw cricket as his thing, and I get it. Like, and he was like, why can I not win at this? So
Yeah.
I felt bad.
And you were like, I'm an MLG cricket player.
Yeah, MLG
Sorry.
digital cricket player. Sign me.
I'm the best one there is.
Sign me for eSport Cricket 2020.
Have you ever seen somebody get really angry when they lose? My friend Cello.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen him get mad, but I've heard him get
Oh,
mad.
my goodness.
And it's so funny. He's notorious for like slamming his table when he gets mad.
Can you hear it over the mic?
You can hear it, and we're like, "How many tables have you gone through?" He's like, "None. This table's lasted me like whatever, like 10 years." Like, that is a real good table, because we've heard him be like, "Go," you know, like get mad. But actually, I thought of it now. Do you remember my brother's friend Carla? He was at the wedding.
Yes.
I vaguely remember when he came into the picture. He used to come visit and play some games on my PC. Like, I don't. It must have been like Unreal tournaments or something. And
Carla's a fun dude.
he's a fun dude. But every time he used to die, he used to like do this with the mouse, like slam it down. I was like, "No, my mouse."
Like a nervous tick almost.
No. But I'm doing it gently because this is your mouse.
Oh, okay.
He used to
It's just like,
slam the mouse. I'm like, "No, stop it."
he's funny.
Yeah. What's your favorite game series of all time? Shit, that is a question. That is a question. Favorite game series. If I think of one that's lived with me that's been around the longest I've played with is Resident Evil.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Final Fantasy.
No, I mean, that's also, it comes to mind because I've played those. Yeah, actually, Final Fantasy is really good on probably both of those. Because, I mean, I remember playing Resident Evil actually and Final Fantasy as a kid, and I still play both today. So, well, thank you. You gave me my answers.
It's like, what is the one that you will always die for a sequel for?
Yeah, that's tricky because I wouldn't die for a sequel, maybe. But but now that you mention, well, how's Final Fantasy 16 coming along?
See, I have like two answers, but the one is a bit sullied from like its modern performance, because I think Halo is definitely up there for me. Just because it's like I grew up playing Halo 1 and 2 and 3, but man, Halo 5 really fucking sucked. Like, I really did not like that game.
Didn't slap.
No. I would put it, you see, and then this sounds like a cheap answer if I say The Legend of Zelda because it's so new. But like, that's a series
it's
where...
It's a hard question. Yeah, I mean, I could also just as easily say, well, Mario, like, I'd love a new Mario because, again, I've played Mario.
But like Zelda, it's just like I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild and anything Zelda related, like Link's Awakening got announced, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, so...
You're ready.
Or what was the Cadence of Hyrule. Cadence? Cadence of Hyrule. Not Cadence of Hyrule. So yeah, I think Zelda's up there. Zelda and Halo, they're pretty
It's tricky. Yeah, there's actually so like...
I love Halo so
The more I
much
think
as
about
well.
it, I am like, it's Resident Evil. No, it's Final Fantasy. No, it's Mario. I'm like, oh
I
my
really
God,
hope Halo Infinite's good. I need it to be good.
Stop being an apologist.
Halo 5 really, really disappointed me.
boy.
So
What are we on? Question 44.
turn. What's more important, action or story?
Story. Don't get me wrong, I love a good action game. Okay, put it this way. If you could choose the action or story from Control, what would you choose? And when I say story, I don't mean the narrative. I mean like the lore and the world.
Oh, okay. You see, that changes it. Because if it's just a narrative, that's a pretty easy one. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. I think this is so game dependent though.
No, it's true.
Like Gears of War, I love Gears of War story, but I'm not going there for the story. I'm going there for that action. Yeah. Halo is a weird one because I kind of like the story of Halo. But if I go to Uncharted, like the Uncharted action is really good, but the stories there, the characters are really good.
Yeah, you're right. It's a triggering. But I think the games that live with me the longest are the ones that have an impactful story. So, I mean,
I'll go down the middle and just say immersive sims.
Immersive sims, not walking sims, immersive sims.
Immersive sims, okay. Like Dishonored or Deus Ex. Good stories, good gameplay.
Damn. Okay. Question 45.
Yeah.
Is there a game that is considered to be really bad but is your secret guilty pleasure?
God, I had a good answer for this a while back.
What was this?
A bad game that's a guilty pleasure.
Shit, nothing comes to mind.
I had a good answer for this, and I've forgotten it. Fuck.
Well, I suppose it's not a secret guilty pleasure, but when I think of
CSGO, it's a bad game. Yeah.
I played Resident Evil 6, which is by no means
it's a bad game.
By no means a good game. However, I did play like 28 hours of Resident Evil 6 because I was like, I gotta see what happens in the story.
Yikes, dog.
And I played it. Yikes, dog. That's a nope from me.
That's a no from me.
But it's not a guilty pleasure. I'm not like, I can't wait to play more Resident Evil 6. It's more like, I'm playing this. I know it's not good, but I need to play it because I want to see it to the end, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't think of one offhand.
It's fine. We'll give you a pass.
Probably some open world nonsense.
We know you play Barbie Sim. It's okay. This is a safe space. You can tell us.
Glad it's a safe space.
You heard it here first.
I do have one. So it's not a guilty pleasure that, I keep going back to it, but at the time, that Atari remake of Alone in the Dark.
We have had a question on
Alone in the Dark. Okay. I like that game. That game was trash. I liked that game.
God damn. You like trash?
Yes.
You like Alan Wake?
Yes.
Interesting. I mean, not Alan Wake. It's not Alan Wake. It's Alone
in the Dark. Might as well be Alan Wake.
Alan in the Dark.
Alan in the Dark.
Alone
in the Wake.
Make this crossover happen. 46.
If you could have any video game character as your best friend, who would it be? Sully would be a good choice.
Yeah, look, I think because we're also thinking of last week's question, it was like who would be a good wingman, and I do lean into
Sully would be a good
Sully
choice.
And Nathan Drake. I think would be
Sully's like the dude that gets you into trouble, but then is also like, hey, cool down.
He's like, yeah, you're right. He seeks adventure, but he's grounded. It's like, whoa, you got to know when to stop. So I think I'll agree with you. Sully would be he smokes cigars and he just exudes coolness. He's like, I'm a cool old dude, you know.
Who else would be a good
friend?
Pal? Crash Bandicoot. He'd be
a good spin.
Stupid, yeah.
He'd feed you Wampa
Wampa fruits. What are they? Like peaches? Are they mangoes? Are they animal? Man, imagine a peach and a mango in one fruit would be pretty good.
Meeches.
Get out of here.
Pangos.
Meeches.
Pass me that pango.
What is a meech? What the hell? That sounds like
a mango and a peach.
That sounds like a deformed lychee or something. A meech.
It's a meechie.
It's a mean lychee.
It's a meechie Mario. Any video game?
I think many of the characters from the many Persona games would be really good, but I think what's his name? Is it Yosuke from Persona 4? He's cool.
I have no idea.
He's good. And Teddy from Persona 4 is really good.
Imagine being friends with anyone from Borderlands 2.
No. Good Lord, no.
Imagine like Lilith as your best friend. She's a siren. She burns shit.
No. She's so serious.
She's so serial. Okay. 40.
Kratos is your best friend.
She just grunts a lot.
Yeah.
If I killed my father.
Hey, let's go watch a movie.
Give me my axe.
Yeah.
Question 47. If you could marry any game character, who would it be? Yeah, this person's a Lara Croft. I'm like, that is a safe answer. I'm like, yes.
You just want to marry Lara Croft because she has a big mansion and then she's never home.
God, I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that.
What? You big just mansion, want to marry, then we get to like lock the butler in the fridge?
No, you're like, you just want to marry Lara Croft because she's got a big mansion. I was like, oh, okay. You didn't go that way.
No.
She's got a big mansion. She's
Very
also
big
very
mansion.
wealthy.
Yes.
And she likes
and she
adventure.
likes locking a butler in the fridge.
She does. Poor butler. What is a butler's name?
Butler? I don't know.
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Lawrence of Arabia is actually a butler.
I had no idea.
Who would you marry?
I don't know. Who would you marry?
Jennifer Vanderberg.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, she's got baggage.
She's also terrifying.
She gets what she wants. So
yeah,
she's not
her and
bossing around.
Geralt deserve each other because they're both assholes.
They're both assholes. You'd take Triss. Triss is maybe a little bit more.
Triss pretty good. I like Triss in the series. She's cool.
Triss, she got like very little screen time though.
But I think that's the thing that the games. She gets very little time in the books as well. Like she's only in the one story.
Yeah.
She's in the games because it's like, hey,
we need another love interest.
Yeah, we need another love interest aside from Yennefer. It's like,
goddamn.
Yeah, Triss Marigold.
Fine, you take Triss, I'll take Yennefer. Done deal.
I'll
take the baggage. It's fine. Question.
Probably someone from Mass Effect, actually. Yeah.
Mass Effect.
Yeah. Just wanted to bring that up again.
That's the only reason you brought that up.
Yeah.
I would choose someone from Mass Effect. Yeah, speaking of which, you're an asshole. You haven't played Mass Effect.
Maybe Arn from Persona 5, because she's the best girl in Persona 5. Don't at me.
Don't at me. I don't know Persona.
Don't come here with your Makoto love. Makoto's cool, but is she on? No. Exactly.
I don't know any of these characters, so I don't know.
You should play Persona 5.
I should.
It's good.
Episode 48. Episode 48. Question 48.
Question 48. I thought my laptop died.
That would have been sad. Who's this? Is you or me?
I think it's you.
Would you rather have loads of time to play games but only be able to buy 2 games a year, or be able to buy loads of games but never have much time to play them? Shit.
Loads of time, I think.
Yeah, loads of time would be the one.
Because I think there's no point having all these games that you own and then never playing them.
Look,
wink, nudge, nudge, Craig.
Sure. Just stab him in the face. Why don't you? I mean, if I could choose the 2 games that I can only play per year, I think I could get away with it. Like last year, I would have played like Sekiro, for example. But you need a game that's like, it's good, but it's also got some substance to it. In that it's got.
But that's pretty easy nowadays. Like every game wants to be this 40-hour epic adventure.
I mean, I'd be quite thrilled with if I wanted to double team like Sekiro and Bloodborne. Both games got good replayability. Especially like Sekiro, maybe not so much, but Bloodborne definitely. You can build so many different ways. You can learn. You can speed run it. You can do a lot of little things.
I would take like a Breath of the Wild and.
Breath of the Wild would be good.
Breath of the Wild and a Control.
The Witcher 3.
Yeah, okay, Breath of the Wild and Witcher 3.
There we go.
Yeah,
we've got it.
Done. A year's not long enough.
Yeah, it's not long enough. Damn. You've got question 49.
In your opinion, what is the worst game of all time that you've played?
Oh, man.
I've reviewed some stinkers, let me tell you. Let me tell you about that.
Me too. I've played some bad games in my day.
I think the one that jumps to mind was back in my e-gamer days. I played a shooter by very, 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 very good developers, Codemasters, who do racing games.
What did they do?
They decided to make a shooter called Body Count. That game fucking sucks. That game really sucks. Like, I think in my review I said, if all the copies of this game were involved in a truck accident and they're all burnt down,
the world would be a better place.
Yeah. That game, it is so bad. It is so bad.
Can you imagine if such a thing happens? Like, a truck explodes, driver fun. Like, that's literally not
all
even mentioned in the games.
Yeah, just like...
A truck has saved humanity from the worst.
It's a bad game.
Oh, my God. I reviewed, also, again, and this is the thing, I think you and I both fall into this camp because we review games, and you can't choose what you review. I mean, to an extent.
Especially not at the start. Yeah.
Sometimes you just get given real stinkers. And I reviewed a Muppet game on Vita.
What?
And it
like
was
the
awful.
Muppets, like Sesame Street's Muppets.
Like
Kermit the Frog.
Yep, I played a Muppet game. It was like...
dear God.
I don't know if it was a movie. It must have been...
Wait, I just called Sesame Street the Muppets.
Yeah, you should be fired into the sun, but it's okay.
My bad. I'm tired.
I think it must have been a movie spin-off game, but it was on the Vita, and it was that is a game. It's like I need to review this. I need to finish it. I'll just force myself to play an hour. And even like 5 minutes, and I'm like, no, I've still got 55 minutes to go.
I hate games like that. That you actively despise
reviewing
playing.
games is fun, but there's this other side of it which is awful. Like,
when you're just pulling yourself through it, it's
like there's a difference between playing a game and like being excited to play it because you're like, oh, I can't wait to play more, and having to play a game. Like, it's not like a movie. Like, you can stomach a bad movie because an hour and a half it's done. You're like, okay. Bad game can stretch out for so long.
I've been in bad movies, like even hour and a half long, they feel excruciating.
But like an hour and a half versus like a 10-hour bad game.
No, fair,
it's like
fair.
You need to find 3 to 4 evenings. Like, I don't want to waste my time, but I kind of have to. And
it's like Days Gone. I played like 40 hours of that game.
Days Gone is a game where I'm like, I didn't enjoy it.
It's nowhere near the worst games I've ever played.
No,
I'm not saying
like
that,
I didn't enjoy it, but it was like,
one of those games I was like,
when will this game end? I'm getting to the oh my god, the game just opened up even more. Why?
Reviewing that was a painful experience. Yeah.
Final question. Question 50. Would you give up video games for life and receive $500,000 in cash, or would you refuse the money?
I'd refuse the money.
I would refuse the money.
No
I love
question.
gaming way too much to give it up.
It's the thing, like, I'd get that money and then, if I had that money, the first thing I'd do is, like, spruce up my gaming stuff. So, like, it's intrinsic to who I am and my being. So no amount of money changes that.
If I sit and think about it, like, if I really wanted to, I could give up gaming. Like, I could invest that money, for example, still carry on working, but then like travel once or twice a year, whatever. However, that's 2 or 3 weeks a year of love. And enjoyment.
Exactly.
Whereas gaming is just for life. I play, like, I probably game every single day, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour or 2 hours.
Imagine all the soundtracks you miss, the friends you make, the podcasts you do.
Oh my, imagine.
Yeah, imagine what would happen. Yeah, like if I was given enough money that I could replicate a Forza Horizon styled real life motorsport thing and turn that into a game, like I'm actually driving the cars, and give that to me. But that's not possible. So just give me the games.
No, like, I really enjoy this hobby, and I think it's a very special hobby.
Oh, yeah.
It's enjoyed by millions around the world.
Costs me a lot of money, and I love it.
For good reason, though. I mean, it's like movies and books, they're real good, but they'll never give you the same sort of feeling. Like,
they're different. They make you feel part of, games make you feel part of the story you're playing in a way that books and TV series can't, and they lose a lot of the nuance sometimes in the process, but man, they're just so unique. I think there's still things, there was still things last year that were happening in video games that I didn't think possible. So like, we aren't even at the plateau of it yet.
I don't know if there's a plateau.
There isn't.
There's evolving.
Humans' creativity is phenomenal, and I can't wait to see where video games carry on going.
Look back at like the PS3 era or PS2 era. It's like, wow, these graphics will never get better. You look back at them and like, oh, that's kind of ugly.
It's not even just graphics. It's just like,
but I'm just in that.
Could you imagine ever playing PlayStation 2, playing a game like Final Fantasy 15 in a world like that?
No.
A world that large, that beautiful, that simulated. It's cool. It's really cool.
This is why we podcast.
Why we podcast. On that sentimental note. But that was 50 questions. That was cool.
It was nearly an hour.
Yeah, this one was a lot longer. I think the questions were a bit more involved. But if you've got any questions or any answers to any of the questions here that you are interested in, send us your list. Send us your 50.
Join our Discord.
To read them. We should do that, but I'll put the link to the Reddit post below. And just send us. We'll read them out. I'm interested to hear what your answers are. Your answers are.
And until
so I'll let you. We'll keep you updated on social media. But for now, next week has no episode. But I might change that. I might get another guest to fill in for Matty while he's away. But no confirmation yet.
For your dad, I want to hear his pinball experiences.
Ooh, I wanted to buy him a pinball machine, and then I think I was with you when I saw those prices. Yeah.
That's something you save up. Put some money away every month.
That's a lot.
For his like 70.
Yeah, put that in a long-term 20-year loan, bond, or unit trust. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Cool. But this has been episode 84, Checkpoint Chat. 50 questions. Hopefully see you next week. If not, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in February.
See you next time. This is where we sing our song.
See you
Goodbye.
next time.